All right, good morning, everyone. I am going to do a review video today. I spent a couple of hours over the weekend trying to get Apple phones working with Windows laptops, and I just can't seem to get my longer videos off of my iPhone onto my PC. So I'm not sure. I consider myself fairly tech savvy, but it's weird. Some of the videos that seem to be, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes or longer will not show up in my folder on my Windows machine. It's strange. Like everything else on there, all the pictures, all the short videos will show up, and I can transfer those over from my phone to my PC, but for some reason those longer ones I can't. So I took a really long 4-hour video of me working on the chimney last week, and I tried to pull that down, and I just couldn't do it. So I thought, well, at least I should post something. So I'm just going to walk around and kind of show you just kind of a summary of what I did last week. I was kind of sporadic just because as soon as the sun comes down and starts beating down on this chimney, it's hot. So I just, I move on to other things during the latter part of the day. So anyway, this is the basement, current state of the basement. I had two of my sons come last week and help. Had a big stack of 2x4s here that had a whole bunch of nails in them. So I kind of I tear everything down, put it in a pile, and then they either pound all the nails out if they're good boards, or if they're junk, they just pound them down so we don't hang up our, hands and things on them when we're throwing them out into the dump. So this is just the remainder of the castaway pile. After they left, I created this pile by kind of stripping down the stairs here. So I've still got some more to do. There's still some sheetrock on the inside and some boards here you can see. I'm gonna try to leave these boards up to the last minute because they do provide, a little bit of support for these stringers. So, and then I took off this whole side because it was adding no support here. So just had to pull off this piece of sheetrock, some little carpet and such, but the stairs is almost stripped there, and I'm gonna leave it until the last minute, and then I'm gonna pull these stairs down and just put a ladder so we can get up and down. But worst case, we can just go out, around, up the hill and through the front door. So not a huge deal. And then I still have to call somebody, an AC person, to come and evacuate all the AC lines to take the Freon out, so then I can strip all that out. I need to strip all the flooring off of here, which I've done some research online, and it looks like probably a hairdryer is the best thing. Not a hairdryer, but a heat gun, which I have. So you just kind of go with a putty scraper and a heat gun, and just as you heat them up and just pop them all off. These are peel and stick squares. That's what everything down here is, except for there's a section over there that was actually linoleum. And I think I just need to scrape it because all the linoleum is up. It's just the paper and the glue. So got to figure that out. And then we'll buy some more poles here, and we're just gonna kind of go from the ground up with refurbing this place. So I'll try to show you here. You can see each one of these floor joists is hung with two nails right here and right here. And then same thing on the other side. There's two. So 4 nails total in what's called toe-nailing. So it kind of goes in at an angle and toe-nails into this beam. It's actually just two 2x12s nailed together. And then this is adding some structural support right now. So again, I just leave stuff there that looks like it's adding value. These things I'm gonna replace. They're kind of not the best. So, and then I'm gonna take these boards down. So what they do is they nail this board in on the bottom, and then when they put these joists in, they can set on there while they toe-nail it, and then they just left it on. So I'm going to take a Sawzall and cut, and then take down a section, then move this over, and then pull down the other section, just little by little. And I'm gonna put in more poles more of these poles. I think I want 5 or 6 total. Right now we just got 3. We've got one here, and one over there. This one was holding, this one was just loose when I tore it on the wall because this concrete below it, as you can see, is just, I don't know, it's like they didn't even finish smoothing out the concrete. You can see the block right here, the top of the block. So I'm not sure what happened there, but anyway, we'll move that pole somewhere else. But there's some sections, like this section here, it punched a big giant hole through. Well, that just voids this whole, you know, you just got basically 3 inches here and an inch maybe there, spanning this whole thing. And so it's just a weak point for this thing to fall down. And then these boards, they chopped big time for the HVAC. So I think this one, yeah, this one is the extra one that they put on. So I'll pull that off and then put another full 2x12. I'll put a double hanger here, and then I'll nail it with quite a few nails over here to give this more, this particular beam right here, some more structural support. And then, so once we get everything bolstered down here underneath, then we will move upwards. Another small thing, this window will be taken out. This will be blocked off, however you want to, and or what we call the sunroom, the addition out there will come, right now I think it's right here. So it's gonna move all the way just to the side of this window. So our patio underneath here will be smaller, but we'll have more under roof space. So anyway, I'll try to stop with the details here. Try to show you what I've done. So I realized too, I thought I was throwing everything down the chimney, and I came in, well, first of all, I listened as I was throwing things into the chimney, all the mortar. I wanted to put all the mortar and junk in here and then make a pile of bricks outside. As you can see here, this is my pile of bricks that I've been pulling off the chimney. And then the mortar I was putting inside, and as I was dropping stuff down, it sounded like it wasn't falling all the way. I was like, that's weird. So it turns out, when I threw some of the liner for the chimney down, they were big pieces, and they got stuck and they lodged just above the firebox, and then everything stacked up on top of that slowly but surely all the way to the top. So I've got it down. I think it's probably right about where this first row of block is, or this support block. I think that's where it's down to now. So I've only got, you know, maybe 1.5 feet of stuff still up there. But what I did is I started reaching my hand down there and throwing it over here, and then scooping it up with the shovel and putting it in this pile. So this is my pile of mortar, and just you know, pieces of liner like this one, just the junk stuff that's not brick. And then this brick was from inside, and then slowly the mortar just kind of overtook it. And there's more brick with some mortar bits in there too. So I gotta still clean through a lot of this, but I tried to clean it up a little bit so I could walk around on the floor last week. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this brick. I would like to recycle it somehow. I'm trying to recycle as much as I can as I take things apart. I'm trying to reuse wood as much as I can. I took all the wire to the metal recycler and got money for the copper. I forgot this wire though. And all the scrap metal, mostly nails. I guess I haven't really showed you guys this, but these metal boxes, all these nails, every nail that the kids pound out, I put in a box. These straps that have the HVAC and plumbing, any kind of metal outlet covers, just anything that's scrap that I take off, I put in just a junk bucket. And then when I have a couple of these buckets filled with nails and stuff, I take them to the metal recycler too. And it helps me out because I get a little bit of cash, not so much for the scrap. Copper's awesome. All the wiring, I had just stacks of wiring that I had pulled. I think I probably made 400 to 500 bucks on the copper. So copper's really good. And aluminum, I just took a bunch of aluminum on Friday, I believe, to the metal recyclers too. And it was all from aluminum, the siding and soffits and things. And some old gutters that I had found behind the garage. So all that stuff I got, I think it was like 90 bucks for all the aluminum. So aluminum's pretty good too, especially if it's what they call clean aluminum. So if it's dirty, like from automotive stuff, you don't get quite as much. But the clean stuff, which would be like aluminum cans and like the aluminum stuff that I took, you get a little better. I don't know what the rates are. I just take it and they give me money and I say thank you. So anyway, so I still got this part inside of the chimney. I have a feeling outside of the firebox, this is still brick, but I'm looking forward to maybe today. You can see there's concrete blocks. So I've got about 3 more layers here and then a couple more layers higher on the other side of the chimney. As you can see, there you go. But as you come outside, all this is all concrete block, but I have a feeling it's just a facade. So the next layer behind it is going to be brick just like that. So I still have quite a bit of work to do. A couple days worth probably. I kind of got a late start today just because I had some cleanup things to do this morning. I was trying to test the trailer over the weekend because if I'm going to be putting a whole load of bricks in the back of there to take somewhere, I need it to dump. So, because it is a dump trailer. So just troubleshooting that. Here's some more brick from the planters that were back here. Same with over here. That was a while back though. I don't think there's anything new back here that I did. But anyway, that's kind of the basement situation right now. Then we'll go upstairs. Sorry, I'm trying to make this a short video, but it's turning out to be a little longer than expected. Let's see. I took out windows. I don't know if I showed that, but every window in the house is out now. And all the doors except for the front door. Just for, I know it really doesn't matter to have a door if the you open holes in the front of the house, but at least it keeps like critters, maybe skunks and possums and things out. So I'm just keeping those, both the screen door and the regular door. But anyway, I took the whole ceiling off of this porch. I don't know if you can see, but I took off the siding all over the front. There were 2 layers of siding there, the masonite and the vinyl. And I took off all the soffits here on the edge and all the way down. Those were also double layered. They were like stacked wooden shingles almost, and then aluminum soffit over the top of that. So I've got it from that corner all the way around, all the way around on that side and all the way down. You kind of see through the door right there. Boop. And all the way down to the end there. And then that whole side, actually I'll walk out there real quick since we're on the topic of soffits. I pulled all the soffit from about here over. The sun's going to be bright, so let me try to show you without messing the camera up, but there you go. So, where's my finger? There it is. All those soffits, or all that soffit rather, is all gone. I still need to take the J channel down, but the soffit itself is gone, and I spent a lot of time exterminating a lot of wasps. So I moved all the cabinets over, kind of cleaned them up a little bit, all the junk that was in them. And then, these beams here that are going the wrong way, I took all the beams out on that side. And then of course all this siding is down except for the last 2 rows that I can't pull until I figure out the deck situation. And then I got to take these little pieces of wood down here. But all this soffit is all gone all the way down to the corner. And then I cut out this beam and pulled it back so I could take that siding off. The screen door is off. I took all the screen fragments all along the porch all off, and all the little strips of wood that were nailed in to keep the screen on. All that stuff is gone. All this siding that was on the side here and around there is all gone, except for, again, a couple of J channels I gotta finish taking down there. There was a wasp nest, and so I killed most of them, but I was waiting to see if anything came back. And there's still, as you can see, just a little bit of J channel from the siding that I got to take down too. But a lot of that is down. Let's see. Again, another recycling thing. This is tempered glass from the sliders. It's just the glass, all the aluminum frame's gone. So I got to call Glass Place and see if they can take it. I'd rather, again, get it to be recycled than just throwing it in the dump. I hate to see stuff that doesn't really biodegrade go to the dump. So another thing, just to make this even longer here. So did a little bit of unframing, deframing, however you want to say that. There was a little piece of 1x6 that went through here. So I kind of unframed the doorway because this needs to be reframed and fixed anyway. And the same with this too. I had to take out the jack studs. They weren't doing anything anyway. They were just nailed in and just hovering. And you can see this one's hovering too. There's no support underneath, and that's the king stud. Same thing with here. So, and this one. So this whole, these two doorways need to be reframed. This is non-load bearing. This is load bearing. So that needs to be made right. And they did something weird at the top here, and I can't remember which one, but it bows. It gets small at the bottom, and then it kind of gets a little wider at the top, and then they just shoved a bunch of junk wood in there. So anyway, and then you can see too, it's a good thing we're redoing the sheathing. Giant hole there, hole there, hole there. There's a tiny hole poked right there for the cable. You can just walk around the house and you can see there's just holes everywhere. Here's a hole, there's a hole everywhere, a hole. They're just everywhere. Here's a gap up there. So that's part of the reason. There's some more holes. Just lots of places for bugs, critters, everything to get in. So sometimes you guys might be asking, why is this guy crazy? Why is he doing all this work? And that's why. Just want to make things right. So also there was a short wall here because the closet came out kind of in a trapezoid shape, had like a little bump out because this was the closet. So you walked through the bathroom, came in here, this is a little alcove, and then this was the closet. So I decided to take this whole closet down. So I took out the framing that was up there. You can see there's a little bit of left there, but I took the framing down to here, and then this wall is going to come out here, and then we're going to take out this section of flooring and this little 2x12 here. So when you go down the stairs, you don't smack your head. We're going to push it out another 2 feet. I should say, I don't smack my head. Tall people won't smack their head, but anyone who's vertically challenged won't have a problem. So anyway, we're going to take this out. Obviously, there's no structure being held on here, and the joists are coming all the way here to the block wall underneath. We're not going to take those out. They're just continuing to go all the way. So this piece is not doing anything. So we're just going to take that out and push it back. And then there'll be a landing underneath here, and it'll turn 90 and then come down another step or two at the end of the stairs, because the stairs is definitely not code. So it's the tread is very short, and just to make it be able to go from here all the way down, and it's still the landing is like a little bit longer than a step, and then it turns. Anyway, it's done poorly, so we're going to try to fix that as best we can. And then I unframed this. This is originally where this was the edge of the house. This was a doorway, so it's kind of like a Jack and Jill bathroom. So you had the master would come in here, and then there was another door from the hallway to serve that one room or 2 rooms. However, I think it was 2 rooms originally. So I'm going to just reframe it. The reason I had to take this framing out is because there was 1x6 subfloor still right here, and it was underneath the bottom plate. So I had to take the bottom plate up, which meant all the other framing had to come off, and then I could pull it up and then pull the 1x6 second layer of subfloor off. So now I think we're completely done with the second layer of subfloor, and we're down to the first layer everywhere. And let's see what else. So just real quick, again, we're at 20 minutes now, but I'll try to do my best. So we're gonna pull the subfloor up. We're gonna raise the joists up to match this level, because this steps down, I don't know, about an inch and a half or so. And they had just carpeted whoop right over it, so it looked pretty awesome. We have to reframe this wall, obviously, because this gap here, there was siding still, and they just nailed this wall right in the siding. And then they used the T111 siding as sheathing, so it's just tar paper and T111, that's it. So we gotta, anyway, we're gonna redo this wall. This corner here has got to be taken care of too. It's a huge water rot problem. As you can see right here, the soffit's all rotten. It's just this gutter, don't ask me, I don't know. So what we're gonna do is this whole wall we're gonna demolish, and that wall that holds up the very end of the patio is going to become the new exterior wall. So this wall will not be here. All these beams that are going this way, they should be going the same direction as the rafters. So we're gonna take all this down, and we're gonna put in two big beams that run. We're gonna put two more 2x12s here, because this used to be the top plate, and now all the studs are gone, so it holds no weight. It's just gonna bow underneath the weight of everything here. But anyway, all these original beams are sitting on these new 2x12s. So we're gonna put two more 2x12s here, create another stud pack over here, and then we're gonna create another stud pack probably on this edge of the door here, so we can take this stud out, and it'll just be a continuous wall. We won't have a funky out in the middle of the room. And then put the beams on top of the new stud pack here too, so they'll stretch across. We'll have additional bolstering for weight, and then all these beams will change directions, and we'll put two more 2x10s or 2x12s on top of these that'll run all the way to the outside, and then sit on the top of the top plate there. And then all these beams are going this way. We're going to turn them, and they're all going to nail into the two big beams that we run across here. I don't know if that was said simply enough, but we got to do a little bolstering here too, because this beam ends and then the weight sits right here. So if we're going to get rid of this wall, we have to have some sort of support right here, which we'll put in, we'll integrate into our design. But and then all these boards are going to come up. All these boards are the same. All those boards run underneath this decking. So we got to pull this decking up, pull those boards up, lift all the joists up by about an inch and a half, so they're level with this, and then we'll run new subfloor all the way over nice and clean. And then we'll have new exterior wall here, probably 2x6 instead of this 2x4. And it'll tie in to this and be flush on the outside, because right here it drops back. So it's, I don't know, it sets back maybe 3-4 inches. Let's see if we can go over there. I can show you real quick. There you go. So you can see that's the original outside, and then it steps in and then comes, and that's part of the whole mess right there that happened. So we got to kind of re-engineer that. So this outside wall will turn into a 2x6 and run even here all the way out, and then we'll reframe this, because this is obviously just for a patio, and I don't know if you can even see this, but that's not good. So we gotta, once we tie in the two beams to the top here that run all the way across, that'll really stiffen this up. But there's just some things that need to be re-engineered, because somebody just wasn't thinking when they did it. That's the nice way to put it. So, and then we're tearing down this wall. I already tore down this wall here for the bathroom. It's non-load bearing. It's not holding any load. This one, it's not really load bearing either, but it's kind of holding, you know, some of the, because you see these beams continue to go here and there's nothing underneath them. So it's not, again, it's not really a load bearing wall, but I'll leave it for the time being, like I said, until it does add, you know, structural integrity, keeps things from twisting and shifting like this exterior wall I just showed you does, because these beams are nailed into the top plate of this wall. So it does keep it kind of nice and firm. So I'll allow that until we're ready to start pulling some stuff up. So anyway, I did kind of deframe this window too, pulled the last little bit of the sheetrock that they had framed in it right here. So that's kind of the last week. Sorry, that was a little longer than I expected, but that's what I've been working on. And I think until I figure out the whole time lapse, I've been trying to think it would be cool to do a time lapse video of just some of this work. So until I figure out how to get these longer videos from an Apple device onto a Windows device, I think I'm just gonna do these recaps here of the week, so you can kind of see, because obviously my technology knowledge is not going as far as I would like it to go. So if any of you have any suggestions on how to make Apple talk to Windows or if you've come across this, please let me know. Just throw something in the comment section. That would be awesome. And maybe it'll help somebody else out there as well. So yeah, that's it. So thanks. And if you have any questions on anything I've been over today, if I zoomed past it, feel free to let me know. Thanks a lot, and see you soon.